Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, is yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold of franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 123. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes King. Too cold in the building. What's happening, boy?
Man, what's going on, man? What's good, man? You know, in the Royal Rumble season, doing what we do best, man. Kicking off this Friday night, man, with our final Royal Rumble ranking show. Franchise, man. Ah, man. Well, we have come to it, man. We have come
Yes,
to the
sir. Yes,
debate
sir.
of the top 10. Um, you got yours, I got mine. We gonna talk it out right here live on the show with the people. We want to definitely hear from the people. We want to know what y'all think. Leo,
Yeah.
man, he said, "Ah,
He
shit."
said,
I told y'all, man. It's about to be an argument. Because
yeah, yeah.
I know he's got some different opinions. I know a couple of them. I know he feels different about. So we gonna do the damn thing, man. Let's go.
All right, man. So with that being said, so technically we have 14 Royal Rumble matches altogether. What we decided to do is the four matches we really didn't give a shit about. We're just gonna exclude that. We're gonna, acknowledge that at a separate time. We're just gonna get into our top 10 because tomorrow is already Royal Rumble. So we don't want to waste any extra time with, non-worthy matches. So what Too Cold and I are going to do, guys, we are going to give you our top 10. And then from there, we're going to try to formulate which 10 through number one belongs where. With that being said, man, Too Cold, I'm going to give you the first pick, man. Who do you got? What's one of your top 10?
One of my top 10. Well, you know what, man? Let's go ahead and get this out the way, man. 92. I got 92 Flair winning the championship, man. That's one of my top 10, man, flat out. Uh, the reason why it's one of my top 10 is because it symbolizes something that I don't think a lot of people recognize, man, and is that it's the last great match of the 80s. And what I mean by that is when you look at who is all in this match, you got Ted DiBiase, you got Mr. Perfect, you got Ric Flair, you got Jake the Snake Roberts, you got Macho Man, you got Rowdy Piper, you had Tino San Martino, you had Rick Martel, you had Hulk Hogan. Dude, you had a who's who of who could really win this match and win the championship. Even though a lot of people probably didn't think Hacksaw Jim Duggan would win, but it's like if you were a fan of Hacksaw Jim Duggan and he was in this match, and he was in this match for a pretty decent amount of time, you had the British Bulldog, you had Shawn Michaels, like you had a lot of guys who were making a name for themselves to, or have made a name for themselves to where you always wondered if they would ever be pushed as champion. And considering they had this championship vacant. Now, a lot of people thought Hogan would simply get it, but luckily that wasn't the case. But as far as the talent, man, all of these guys were legit threats to win the match. By this time, 89, 90, 80, 88, 89, 90, 91, the Royal Rumbles were okay. They had a couple of nice moments in it. They got better as the years went on, but this one felt more important before, the guarantee to WrestleMania for the championship. So because there was a championship on the line, so you really saw the importance of people really wanting to win, and when they lost, they were really upset that they lost because they wanted to be champion. So because of the time, because of who was in it, because of the structure of it and the way it worked out, because you still had storylines of Jake the Snake Roberts and Macho Man, of course, what happened with him and Miss Elizabeth. So you had that little altercation going on. Of course, you had Flair feeling some way about Hogan. You had Piper. You had Ted. You had Mr. Perfect. You had a lot of great people in this match, man. But it was like the last. That was like the last great hurrah of the best that WWE had. And it was definitely a top 10 because Ric Flair went the distance. Like he fought everybody. He didn't just stay in a corner and duck and hide. Ric Flair went out there and went up against everybody, man. And it gave you glimpses of matchups with people that you would love to see him have matchups with.
All right, all right. So this is definitely where the generations of wrestling comes into play here because I left this one off my top 10, but I did go to the next best thing. And on my list, man, I got the 98 Royal Rumble in which Stone Cold Steve Austin ended up picking up his first ever Royal Rumble
Ooh.
victory. Dude, this one, you talk about attitude
Second one.
era.
He
Was it?
went back to
No,
back. He won
he
97,
went
98.
the next the wait, so he won three then because he won in '01.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, he won 3.
Okay. So you're right. Damn, I forgot about '97. But I think we must already talked about '97. It went on my
We
list.
already talked. We already
Um,
talked about 97 because 97 was like that was the start of it. By the time he got to 98, it was
right,
where we wanted it to be. By
right, right,
97,
right.
it wasn't there yet. Yeah, it had still to
We
grow.
showed it talk about '97 because that was the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
where I think where
we
him and
did
Steve,
97
yeah.
already. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so the one I got right here, man. First one coming out the game, I got 98. Like I said, Stone Cold. And this one, you had Cactus Jack as the number one entrant, and then you had Chainsaw Charlie, aka Terry Funk, is number two. They came out, man,
Yeah,
and went straight. No, they went straight at it as far as uh, bringing that ECW hardcore style to kind of it kind of get a Royal Rumble a little different vibe, man. But then I'm not gonna lie to you. After that, it kind of got dead, man, during the middle of it.
yeah.
You had the
It
Nation
ain't
of
kinda.
Domination take. Yeah,
It did.
you had the Nation of Domination take over. You had the Three Faces of Foley, but the thing that really turned this around for me was the crowd's reaction when Stone Cold Steve Austin, man, when that music hit. Everybody in the ring was shocked because Austin was supposed to apparently it came out earlier in the match. He didn't. He came out. Everybody got shocked. The crowd went nuts. He went on a rampage. You had Vader enter at 30 at one point. Man, you had the final three, which is Austin, Rock, and Farouk. You had Rock ended up turning on Farouk, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin ended up eliminating Rock. To me, man, I felt like this one started slow, but the way it picked up at the end and the way Stone Cold kind of turned the tide, I will say this. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, they were the only two people that saved this match for me. If not, had it not been for that, this would have been on my honorable mention.
This was my honorable mention. This
That's
pay per
funny.
view was my
That's funny.
honorable mention.
Both of each other's first picks on the honorable mention.
This was my honorable mention, man, because I mean, no, you're right, but at the same time, like when Austin came out, like he didn't really eliminate nobody. Like he eliminated, I think, like one or two people, and then everybody kind of jumped him, and then everybody kind of sprayed off and just started fighting. Like he did some stuff, but it still kind of dragged on a little bit, man, because there were so many people in the ring. You had all the factions that were the biker gang, the
Yeah.
essays. You had the Nation of Dominant. You had so many of these people coming out and interfering. It was just it was really sloppy. Like, yeah, Austin winning and the final sequence was cool, but I I, Austin has I'll be honest. I'll go ahead and spoil it. Austin's 01 I have in my top 10. I have 01 in my
I
top
got
10.
I got okay,
I
you know what?
got
And I'll be
01 in
honest.
my top 10. I will but 98 and 97 uh like 97 was where it was, but 98 it was definitely an honorable mention. It was better for Stone Cold star power wise. So it's honorable mention of almost top 10, but yeah.
All right, so what's funny? So I know you're not going to order of your favorite to least. I'm actually going in order from least to favorite. So when I mentioned Stone Cold, that was at the very bottom. So that was actually number 10 for me. But then you said 01. That is also one I had on my list. To me, that is my actual number one. So that's
Mhm.
my number one in the top 10 is that 01 Stone Cold Steve Austin. And the reason I ended up choosing that one, man, because this one right here, this match was nuts. It had everybody. You had Jeff Hardy coming out at number one. You had Bull Buchanan at number two. You had Matt Hardy at number three. The Hardy Boys, they was working together for a minute. And then, first of
Yeah.
all, King had absolutely zero chill on commentary. Kane came in, he dominated early. When The Rock came out, that place, you really felt the electricity when Rock came in. And of course, you had the Big Show. He came in with toe slamming the shit out of people, got Kane about 20 feet in the air. You had the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and Undertaker. They teamed up, man. They was cleaning the house for a minute. And then at one point, You had the final three. You had Kane, Rock, and Austin. Austin got battered and bloodied up. Austin, it came down to him
He
and
got jumped
Kane.
by Triple H.
He got jumped by Triple H. Triple H beat his ass, bloodied him. It looked like Austin wasn't gonna be able to make it. He got back in the ring, and him and Kane started going at it with the chair. Austin had to swing for his life, man. He finally was able to clothesline the big red monster over and get that victory, and the crowd went nuts. So for me, man, that's the reason I put Stone Cold 2001 Royal Rumble on that top 10.
Yeah, I agree with you. I won't disagree with you. I don't have it number one like you, but it's definitely in my top 10. All right, man. So look, all right, we could sit here and let this be known. We got our top tens. We got a couple of years, but let's really dive into it, bro, man. Let's really we will you'll know what our honorable mentions and what we didn't care for will be as we let you know what the official top 10 ranking is. So let's do that, man. We could discuss why we feel this way. Let's really get into at least let's do the first two, man. Number 10. All right. Let's talk. Let's talk one, and I'm gonna
So
throw
so
this one at you,
what's up?
and I'm gonna throw this at you, just to see what your words, where you feeling. Uh, ah, 2010. Where you feeling?
Hmm. So 2010. I had that at number 11. I had it at number 11.
Mm.
I had that at number 11. Like it just barely made it for me. Uh okay. So if you want to go 2010,
No. I don't want to go
oh,
2010. I don't want to go 2010. I'm asking you
oh, you
about
just want to know how I feel
2010.
about 2010. Okay, okay,
How
okay.
you
So so
feel about
so
2010?
so for me, it was a good match. It was a really good match. But I gotta say, man, for me, it to me, it wasn't worthy of a top 10 for me. I like the fact that Edge won, but Edge
Mm.
winning wasn't enough for me watching this match. And I'm thinking about, who was in it, the structure, the flow of the match. It was cool that Edge won, but to me, it's sitting at number 11.
Sitting at number 11. All right. Well, you know what? I can agree with you on that one, man. I can agree with you on that. Number 11. All right. Well, then, so what do you feel about the women's 18 match? Because for me, and this is where I feel like this
Oh,
is in the top 10. Now,
oh,
now
you gonna be mad at me.
you ain't get you got in your honorable mentions, or you don't even
Yes,
like it.
and it's crazy. I got it dead last, and I'm gonna tell you why I got it dead last. It was a struggle because I got the 20 women's at number 8, and here's I was actually tied with these two, and this is where I had this. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is where I had the problem. So I had in my mind, I'm like, we gotta put one of these women's matches in the top 10. We had to. I feel like it was only fair. So then I struggle with okay. So I struggle. I'm like, 18 was historic. It was the first ever. And then you had Oscar, and then of course you had Ronda Rousey. She came in, boom, just like that, automatically. Like, bam, history. But then I'm looking at the quality of the 2020 match. And to me, I felt like quality wise. Now, I didn't necessarily care for how it ended per se, but quality wise, I felt like it was a better match. I feel like I would just be putting 14 in 20's place just off the simple fact it was the first ever. It was great. My girl Sasha, her one and only. That's cool and all. Lita, Molly Holly, Tori Wilson. I get it. Beth Phoenix, I respect it and I love that. But I can't put that in there just because it's a novelty. It just felt like a novelty to me. If Ronda Rousey would have never showed up, it just would have been the first ever match. I'm sorry.
Ah, ah.
Ronda
Ah,
really,
damn,
and
man.
you know what's crazy? Ronda really made it feel like a big deal, but at the same time, she tainted it because I'm mad she took
I
that
mean, but
spotlight from
that, but
Asuka.
that, but that was after the match, though. So I mean, Ronda comes showing up really didn't really that didn't that didn't kill the Royal Rumble match because she didn't show up during the match. She
No,
showed up after the match. So yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but man,
But
no,
but, but but that's what I'm saying. My thing is the match wasn't all that to me. That's what I'm saying. The fact that Ronda wasn't even in the match, and that kind of pushed it up for me because like Ronda aside, that match to me was very mid. It was super sloppy. It was a lot of people you wanted to see, but it just it didn't hit for me, man. Like I said, I honestly feel like the only reason I would have put that in the top 10 was for the simple fact that it was a first ever. And you seen a whole bunch of
I
women you
think
ain't seen in about 10 years.
yeah, I give you that one. All right, but uh, here's my problem because um, if that's not in the top 10, then there's no women's match out there. Like 2020 wasn't better than enough to be in the top 10. Like Charlotte winning, it was just as many botches and blows and that match as it
Okay,
was in
okay.
18.
So let me ask you. All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
18 so put over fresh young star that people were actually behind and Oscar. Yeah, we know what happened to Oscar afterwards, but what it did and the way it was like it was cool. I mean, yeah, it had like I think every women's Royal Rumble had a lot of botches in them, to be honest. But uh, but you're right though. You know, it has that novelty of being first, but it shouldn't be secluded because it was the first. Like I like and I
Uh-oh. Tuco
have
froze up on me.
nah, my
There we
Wi-Fi
go.
is
There we
playing
go.
my Wi-Fi is playing jokes. The novelty of me saying that you know, because it was the first that it shouldn't be punished for that. And then you'll say, well, what do you say that about the men's? The difference between the men's and the women's was the men's had no stake. Like I still stick to that. The men's had no stake. There was nothing for the person that won the Royal Rumble. And if there was at least a stake or something for
What's up,
him
Josh?
when he won, then that'd be different. But and it wouldn't be so bottom, but it would be a little higher, maybe not too high, but it wouldn't be at the bottom. With the women's, you built a star that one people believed in because people saw Oscar. She retired from
Right.
NXT undefeated. She came to the main roster and she actually did have a first main roster kind of run until WrestleMania. It was until WrestleMania when she fought Charlotte that it went downhill for
Right.
her. But it actually went uphill for her from NXT to the Royal Rumble to that. But we're talking about the Royal Rumble. So I feel like it shouldn't be hurt because we all kind of obvious thought it was gonna be Charlotte, and for a minute probably really thought it was, but it ended up being a fan favorite, and I thought that was the cool part. Well, no, it wasn't Charlotte because Charlotte was the champion. She wasn't even in the match. It was somebody else that I think it was Bailey or somebody like that, or they wanted to win. But it, it it was a really good. I thought it was a really good match. Like, yeah, it had its mistakes, but I thought it was better than all the ones we've seen so far. Like, I
Yeah.
would say,
Okay.
I would say 2020 was probably second, but I, it, if I gotta pick one to put in the top 10, it's 18. But uh, I don't see another one in the top 10. All right, man, we got to pick a top 10 here, man. All right, man.
All right. All right.
So let me ask you about '08, man. How you feel about '08, man? What's your thought about '08?
Oh wait. Oh wait. I got that sitting at number 7. I got it sitting there. I got it sitting at number 7. Um, and the reason I got that one, man, sitting at number 7 was because I was struggling. I was struggling. I was struggling. I was struggling. I was struggling because it was either '08 was gonna be at number 7 or Triple H's '02 was gonna be at number 7. So
Okay. Okay.
I got '08 because it was solid. It was solid, but Cena coming back after being injured. Nobody knew he was coming back. I believe I can't. I think he came in at came in at number 30. And dude,
Uh-huh.
just like the way Triple H sold it, because it looked like Triple H
Uh-huh.
was on his way to victory, man. Like Triple H about to do the damn thing. And then next thing you know, dun, dun, bro, and the way that crowd unglued and lit up, and you see John Cena, and the moment you seen John Cena come out, oh, you knew it was his. His time was now. So for that alone, I would say that. Also, the storytelling with Shawn Michaels and HBK, the foretelling that they told in this match. And then, of course, you had the late Umaga. He came in. Batista, he dominated for a little bit. The late, great Roddy Piper, he came in. It was cool to see him after not seeing him in the ring for some years. So, I mean, this had a lot of nostalgia, but at the same time, I think the storytelling and things outside of the Rumble winner himself, they really capitalized in many facets in this one. So I got it sitting at 7. It's not number 1, but it's not dead last either.
You guys sitting at 7. I actually, that's not a bad spot. I'll go one lower to even say it's number 10, and I'll compare it up to '06 with Rey Mysterio.
Okay,
I,
okay.
I,
So
I,
so
I
so so
so
so
I,
oh so
so
oh
so
eight.
so so let's say for the number 10 spot, '08 versus '06. Like the story, of course, because Eddie Guerrero had just died, so Rey Mysterio is destined to. He's confident because he feels Eddie is looking down on him, and Eddie is proud of him for representing and continuing to fight, and he's gonna win for Eddie, and he's gonna go to the Royal Rumble, and yeah, and all that that love, all that stuff that they were doing, but the whole presentation of it was the key to it being, to me, I feel like a top 10 Royal Rumble. You had one Triple H starting it, okay, number one. You had Ray
Mhm.
coming out. He's coming out to the low rider. So you already got the Eddie vibes feeling. You already feeling the emotion of it,
Right,
man,
right,
because
right.
it's just fresh. Because I think Eddie had passed like that late October, November, or
Yeah,
this
I think it was
it was
November
November,
before.
December. Right. It was somewhere around that time. So um, it was fairly recent, but um, because of it happening, a lot of guys took some time off. I think Ray had took a couple of weeks off or whatever, and
Right.
then he had came back. So that really touched and that really felt some way. And we all loved Eddie, man. So that whole passion of him going through and winning, and let's be honest, man, when you thought of it, you're like, man, it would be cool to see Ray win. But when you looked at the field of everybody that was going to be in this Rumble match, with the exception of probably the Taker, because Taker wasn't in this match, uh,
Yeah.
but with the exception of everybody that was in this match at this time, because again, you didn't have Eddie, but you had Chris Benoit, you had Edge, you had John Cena, you had Chris Jericho.
Mhm.
You had the Big Show, you had Kane, like you had a lot of the top tier guys that you want to see in this Royal Rumble match. And
Yeah.
they all played their part. It didn't feel like everyone played was in the ring too long. It focused really, when you think about it, it really focused on Rey Mysterio and Triple H for most of the time. Like they would have their moments where they would fight with other people, but then they would eliminate everybody else, and then they'd be the only one in the ring, and then they go right back at it. And it was a good way of storytelling. I thought it was a good way of pacing. And
Mhm.
again, when you got to Randy Orton coming in there, and then RVD coming back, so it's like, dude, you got a star-studded group of people in this Royal Rumble. Shawn Michaels, like, dude, you got. Who else you want me to name? You got damn near everybody. So it's a who's who of who could
But see,
really win this
that's
match, and
but
and
but
they all
everything
play this part.
but everything you just said is the reason I can't put it at 10. It's too far for me. That's too far back. Because
How's that
now
too far back
at 10,
for what, for
I feel
'06?
like yeah, yeah.
Well, no,
Because
no. That's why I'm arguing for not to be at 10. That's why I'm arguing for. I want to put number 8. I want to put '08 at 10. I'm just saying that you have it at 7. I'm saying I want to put it at 10. So I just picked another pay-per-view to argue with you with to say, all right,
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I
I'm gonna
thought
pick
you were
one.
trying to put number 6 at
No,
10. I'm
no,
like,
no, no, no,
no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no,
no, no,
no.
no. I'm
Okay,
arguing
okay.
why 6 was so good compared to '08, but we
Okay.
got to put somewhere something. So it's something somewhere. So you got '08 higher
Oh,
than where I would put it. I'm arguing
okay.
'06. I'm using '06 to argue to crush you down and make you want to put it at number 10. So
Oh,
what you want to do?
man.
What you want to do? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And then of course you got Eddie. Then you got not Eddie, but you got Ray winning after he eliminated Triple H, and that blew the roof off the building because those two started the match. They just knew Triple H was gonna fuck around and win, and he ended up
You
eliminating
know,
him and Randy Orton.
this is what I do. This is what I do. I I told you. I told you. It's gonna be a fight. I can't move Cena. I can't move Cena, but I can do this. I
That's
can
because
do
you
this.
bought the
I
album. That's
can't.
all. I don't want to hear that. You just bought the album. You just being unbiased. I don't want to hear that,
Damn,
man.
bro.
Yeah, you bought the album, man. I don't want to hear that, man. You probably got your Cena
Wow.
gear in a box somewhere, man, ready to go put on your thugonomics. I ain't messing with you, man. I ain't messing with you. That's wrong, man.
Hey. That is true. That is true. I did buy the album. He had a solid good 2.5 songs out of 13. And shout out to
Oh
Bumpy
shit.
Knuckles.
Oh shit.
But all right, I can't move Cena, but what
Okay.
I can do, I'll be willing to do this.
What's up?
I will be willing to settle with Flair 92 at 10. I'll be willing to take Flair off the honorable mention and put Flair at 10.
Flair 92 at 10.
I I can do that, but I can't move that number 7. I can't.
I'll take that because Flair got to make it. Because all right. I'll take that because it's got to be top 10. It's got to be top 10.
And you know what?
It
And you know
can't
what
be an
else? And you know
honorable
what else I
mention. It's
do? And you
got
know
to
what
be
else
a
I
top
do?
10. What's up?
And you know what else I do? And you know I do you one better because you made me you kind of made me think about something earlier. Not only will I give you Flair at number 10, but I will also be willing to take the 2020 women's off altogether. So
Okay.
I take the 2020 women's off the top 10 altogether.
All right.
But
All right.
but if I if I do that, if I'm gonna put shit. Okay, I swap it. I swap it. I swap the 2020 for the women's 18.
I still get Flair
And I
92 at 10,
Flair 92 at 10,
and
women's
then the
8.
women's 18, women's 18. Okay, so what you want at so what you got at 7 then? Because okay, and so you won't Cena at '08 at number 7 then, right?
Yeah.
All right, then with that. Okay, so bet. All right, so at number 10, so our number 10 pick, our number 10 is gonna be 92. 92 Flair winning.
Okay.
Number 9 is 18 women's. And you can go back and forth with that, but I'm gonna take it because I got my man to agree to it because he was not feeling it. So he was definitely not feeling Flair, and he was not feeling it, man. I had to get it. I don't know what else I could have said to get it on there. I had to get it on there. All right, and then at number 8, what did we say? Uh,
Uh, I don't think we came up with 8. Yeah, I just think we swapped
oh
to
yeah,
10.
we got to 10 and 9. Okay, so we got the first two. So we got 10 and 9. All right, we took us a half hour to get to 10 and
Hey, look
9.
at Leo. Leo said we getting somewhere, making some peace.
All right, okay. All right, bet. All right, so number 8. All right. What you got? What you got?
All right. Okay. Number eight. Let's see. We got Cena at 7. Okay. All right. Ooh,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Damn, this
Uh-huh.
is tough. This is tough. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know somebody gonna get pissed. Uh, you
Because I
know
know
what?
you gonna want to move that Cena. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to move that Cena down.
And right now at number 8, I'm looking at what I got.
I can say right now, you might as well go ahead and put '08 at number 8. Go
I
ahead, brother.
damn. Hold on, wait, wait,
You
wait,
know,
hold on, wait. Hold on. Wait. Let me see. Hold
you know, you,
up.
you know, you
Hold
feeling it in your bones. You feeling it in your bones.
on. Let me see. Which one is where we at? Where? Come on, god damn it. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Nope. I got it.
You got it.
O2 Triple H. O2 Triple H.
Hmm.
Come on. Come on.
At number
Come
8,
on. Yeah. Yeah.
I,
Because and this is why. And this is why. Because I got O1. I got O1 in my top five. But I feel like O2 the whole Steve Austin Triple H, they kind of played off of what happened the year before, but the
yeah,
match overall wasn't that good. So since I got '01 in my top five, '08, I mean '02, it had to drop down. Looking at the rest of this, because I don't see '02 beating, I don't see it beating Ray, I don't see it beating Benoit, I don't see it beating '01 Austin. You could make a case maybe the Batista one where him and Cena kind of had that little fuck up. But I don't even see O2 beating Drew McIntyre's year.
mm.
And Drew McIntyre's year, that was the first year ever that we seen a champion go in the Royal Rumble, that being Brock Lesnar.
'02 with Triple H as a top 10 world. I do got it. I do have it on my top 10. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't. I can't lie and say I don't. I do. I do. Number 8, I guess no. Yeah, because it wasn't a bad Royal Rumble though. I mean,
It,
yeah.
it, it wasn't. It
What is
wasn't.
like? It was like Austin's like little last. It was just Austin coming out being Austin one last time, and
Yeah.
him just sitting on the
It's
ring
like his
rope
last
and
hurrah.
just
It
looking
was
at
like
his watch, making sure that bitch working. But but you got a point. But yeah,
I mean, cause
I,
think about it.
I
Look at your list. Look at your list. What else can you really? What can you put that above right now?
okay. Well, let me cross these two off because I use them, so I can't look at them. Which one would I put at number 8? I ain't gonna lie, man. Yeah, all right. '02 Triple H.
Cool beans.
You
Cool
got me on
beans.
that one. And that number, so number 10 is 92, and number 8, I mean, number 9 is 18 women's. At number 8 is '02 Triple H, and then at number 7, of course, your '08 with Cena.
All right. So
Ah,
number eight is which one?
number 8 is your '02 Triple H.
O2. Okay. O2 Triple H. Okay.
You rock that one. All right, man. Now, uh,
Now we down to the top six.
whew, shit. All right, man. I ain't gonna lie. When I say this one, I think it's right about due where it needs to be. Um, because the previous year was as special as I said it was, but this one was just as good because of who is in it and what was structured around it. Because I'm kind of watching it right now. Also, I gotta say uh, the number six best Royal Rumble '07
Oh, seven. Who we got
Undertaker.
winner?
That's the
Taker.
Undertaker. That's the
Taker. You,
Undertaker. Then
you got you got
you
you got
got
Taker at seven.
you got the rated RKO. Man. You look. You got them running ruck shot. You got Shawn Michaels, dude. You had a nice little core of people. Oh, you still had Benoit. You still had Johnny Nitro. He was coming up. You had a lot of guys that were actually still coming up. '07 it was a good rumble, man, because when the Undertaker came out, you wanted to see the dead man get it, especially at number 30. It gave you goosebumps. And then of course what Shawn Michaels and Undertaker did as the final two,
Yeah.
like you can't like that was just because you those are two guys you watched them wrestle maybe a few times if you were old enough to remember. Hell in a
Right.
Cell, the casket match that broke Shawn Michaels' back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So to see these two go at it, interact with each other years later, and this is at least a good almost decade later, about damn near by this time. So to see these two wrestling and trying to win for this ultimate prize, it was awesome. And I think it was a great send off, like not a send off, but it was just as a Royal Rumble, man. It was really great. It had a great story. It had a great pace to it, and you got to see a lot of people. Hell, I even think Tatanka showed up, or was that in '06? I think that was '06 when Tatanka showed up.
Yeah. I think yeah, 06, I believe.
Yeah, that
Joe
was
let us
'06.
know.
That was '06. Yeah, I'm gonna say that was '06 when Tatanka. But I'm saying '07 Royal Rumble at number six. What you think?
Hey, I could do that. I could rock with that because I'm looking at my list right now. These next ones are definitely top five. So yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, so if you got Taker at '07 at number six, hmm, hmm, hmm. I will put I will put '05 Batista number five
'05
because
Batista at number five.
I mean, and the reason I say that is because I don't see it being higher than Drew's win. I don't see it being higher than the year Chris Benoit won, which is also the year that was the match that there was not nan person in there that already won it before. So
Right.
Benoit literally was the first to win it. I believe he was a SmackDown
Everybody,
superstar at the time. Yeah,
all of them were.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I believe he was a SmackDown superstar at the time and went to challenge for the Raw World Title, if I remember correctly.
hmm
Uh,
And Eddie
I
won the
don't
WWE Championship.
Yeah, and I don't see Batista's win. I don't see it beating Ray's, and I don't see it beating Steve Austin's 0-1. But I do like the match, and then the whole little controversy with him and Cena at the end. I thought that added a little flavor to it, even though it wasn't meant to happen. But I was glad Batista at that time. I felt like he was the right one to win. I don't feel like Cena needed that one.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Then I tell you what, man. Uh, then you want to put '05 at five
Yes, sir.
because of the potential in that match. Like '05 was definitely the year of a lot of great. I mean, you had I remember that pay per view, man. Just not too long because I was
Yeah,
rewatching them, but Eddie and Benoit starting it off, and then of
yeah,
course
yeah.
Edge, and then Orton, and then RVD, and then Booker T, and then it was just like as they started and they kept coming
Bruh.
out, it was just like damn,
Yeah.
it was like yo man, damn who's gonna win? Who could win? It's man,
And
but
then Daniel Pewter got his ass lit the hell up by the vets.
oh my god,
Muhammad
that was
Hassan
so
got
awesome.
jumped by all the Americans, which I
That
thought
was
was kind
awesome
of
again. I mean, that was. I mean, of course, that was playing on. But yeah, no, man, this was a. But also because, like you said, man, with Batista and John Cena, we got that Bret Hart Lex Luger kind of finish, but we didn't get the
yeah,
ending. And of course, we got Vince tearing both of his quads. So, um,
yeah.
yeah, which was had to be brutal as he was just sitting there, watching that. But
I like the way he no sold it though, because
oh,
you
in
could tell
pain
he
like
was
a
hurting
mug.
at
He was
all.
hurt like a mug. He was hurting like a mug. But we saw what Batista and John Cena were going to become. At least we knew what they would become for the couple of years that they were in. They were both doing it until Batista left. Uh, but right now, man, at number five, I'm good with '05, 2005's Royal Rumble being at number five. All right, man.
Okay.
So at number four, hold on, let me cross this off. So at number four, at number four, ooh, ooh, hold on. Let me make sure I
Yeah,
ain't. Let me make sure.
it's getting tough. It's getting tough.
It is getting tough, man. It is getting tough, man. At number four, I got to go. I gotta go Rey Mysterio. '06.
Ah,
All right then. T- I mean I mean I
okay,
look I talked it into the top five. I talked it into the top five. You obviously felt
okay.
me on that. Where you
I
got
did.
it? Where you got it? Because we don't feel the same. So where you got it?
I got '06 at number two. I got Drew at number five.
Mm. See, I
Cause
ooh,
I because I'm looking at the impact of it. I'm looking at the impact of it. Ray, that was lightning in the bottle. Benoit, again, what he did, no Benoit for so long, man, has been climbing that mountain. He's always been like a hell of a guy. But seeing Benoit win it that year, I mean, it was magical. Steve Austin doing what he did, like I say, man, that really started off the 2000s. But as far as McIntyre go, it was a good match. It was a really good match. I think he was 19 years or something like that in the making. So I give him that. I give him the fact that Brock Lesnar came in as the first ever champion to take part in the Royal Rumble. You had Keith Lee. You had hell of talent. You had hella talent. But
dude,
unfortunately,
nah, man, you talking the point. You making my point. You finna make my point, bro. You finna make my point. You finna make all my points right now, man. You can't even say all that and then say but, man. You can't say how it was awesome to see Brock Lesnar be put on display as a dominant force, and then all of a sudden you see Shelton Benjamin come down, and then you get this little wholesome little meet and greet, and then you just watch Brock throw his out. You just can't watch the storytelling of Brock being an asshole, and then when Keith Lee comes down, and you can't just gloss over when Keith Lee comes out, because Keith Lee comes out and it's Brock Lesnar's reaction to seeing Keith Lee. It's his whole look at it. Yeah,
you're like, oh,
Keith,
big boy.
right, man. Like who, like who, like this a big dude. Who was you? And Keith let him
Yeah.
know, man. I ain't no slouch, man. You might be who you is, but hey, I'm basking my glory, mug. And he went through, and yeah, he did what he did for a minute, of course. But when Drew got in there, and when Drew Claymore Brock out of the ring, dude,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
that eruption by itself was like him winning the Royal Rumble. Like the fact, because it was setting people up. I mean, you got man, it was obvious that people wanted to see Drew win. It was like we're tired of seeing him being part of this mid card of evil that he's been a part of. Now he's been on the ruck shot doing his own thing. He's been kind of been rebuilding himself as the chosen one again. He goes through with
True.
Roman. He goes through it with Edge, who comes back. Edge came back. Like no one thought we was gonna see Edge come back.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Edge
You know what?
return. You
You know
had
what? You
Randy
know what?
Orton. You had Seth. Like you had Kev.
Okay.
Like you had. It was a lot that happened in this match, man. It was a lot that happened, but it all structured out right. And when Drew McIntyre won, and it wasn't Roman, it wasn't Seth, it was somebody.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
people really wanted.
Yeah.
I feel like it's top three at least. At least this was a top three Royal Rumble for
Top
the for the
three. Let me,
20
let me,
for the 20 for the 20 men's Royal Rumble. I feel like that's at least a top three.
ooh. The crazy part is I don't disagree. And the one name you said that might have saved your ass, that might have just convinced me, was the fact that Edge came back after 7 years, neck surgery, was told he's never gonna wrestle again, probably barely walk. Okay. And then Roman didn't win. And then Brock Lesnar came in and he dominated. He was the only motherfucker in the ring for like the first 20 minutes. Okay. You know what?
Yeah. Okay, so at number four. So all right, so that's 2020. All right, so we gotta we
Okay.
gotta we gotta put
You
one
know
at
what?
number four.
I got you at
Uh
number four. I give you 04 Benoit. Because Ray is in the
e-
top three for me. Ray got to be in the top three for me.
I give you that. I could take Benoit at four. So we got 5 at 5 and 4 at 4. Okay.
God, it's
All
funny how
right.
that worked out.
Right. All right. I give you that. I give you that. I give you that. I give you that. Like, cause I that yeah, definitely can watch that one over again. So yeah, I'll definitely give you that one. Mm, All right, man. So you wanted to put okay. So men's 2020. Like I say,
Yes,
now
sir.
I kind of talked it. I talked it up. I talked it up. I talked it to a big game, and it was a big game. But I also talked up what Ray was, and we also talked up what Stone Cold's '01 Royal
Yeah.
Rumble was. And I'm gonna stick with my
I,
guns, man.
I,
I'm gonna stick with my guns. Um, and I'm gonna go. All right, you might have to argue with me, man. I got '06
what's
at
up?
number three. I got '06 at number three.
You got 06 at number three.
At number three.
Uh, man, it's between 06 and 20, man. Ah,
So
okay.
we are okay. I'll say that for later, but go ahead.
You know what? I'm trying to look at this from a historical context, right?
Hmm.
When you look at these matches and trying to see which one would stand the test of time the longest, I mean, you got to think about it. It's been 21 years, and we still hold that '01 Steve Austin victory in such high regard. Now, Drew McIntyre is the most recent. So,
Hmm.
if you want to go by most recent, it does overshadow
I
20
I would
2001.
I would say 2020. I almost want to politic for it to be in saying that's the number one. Like I would give it number one, but we're at number three, so
You know what? You know what?
I'm
Okay, okay,
sticking
I
where
give
I'm
you.
at.
I'll do this.
I don't want to go there yet. I don't want to go there yet. I want to figure out number three. So
No, number three, shit. Damn, this is tough.
I mean, Kane had 11 eliminations. I mean, The Rock
You
showed
know
up.
what? Number
Austin showed up. Triple
bro,
H showed up and whooped ass. Kurt Angle was in this match. Like I man, it's like no. Kurt Angle wasn't in this match because he was in the title match against Triple H.
you
But
know,
Jericho was in this match. I,
I'm thinking, you ain't gonna like me.
mm,
I think I gotta sit 20 at number three. I gotta sit 20 at
uh,
three. Because
uh,
again, I'm looking at the historical content. I mean, come on, that for Ray, because me and you, we said it. Ray, looking back on it, what happened with Eddie and how much he meant, and Eddie, not even Chavo, and that's Eddie's literal blood. Not even Chavo was worthy of winning that Royal Rumble. You know, it had to have been Ray. It had to be Ray. There was nobody else. Batista, him and Eddie, they was close, but it had to be Ray. And like you said, him coming out at number two, and even seeing Triple H, being the heel at the time when they panned the camera to him, and Ray came out in the lowrider, and you seeing Triple H kind of shoot that smile, like, damn, like, all right, cool. Like, you see Triple H break character, and that's something he never did back then. So, I mean, just off the strength of what Eddie was able to mean to so many people and still mean, bro, I give you 20 in the top three. I gotta sit it at three. I gotta sit it at three. Now I debate with you about 6 and 1, but I gotta give you 20 at three.
well, if that's the case, we ain't got to really debate, man. We gonna get out of here, man. Because at number two is '06 Rey Mysterio, and the number one is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Whew, man, man.
Because I honestly, man, weren't really sure if Austin was gonna come back, and he did. Because but Ray winning, man, was up there. Don't get me wrong, it was definitely up there. I mean, obviously, people will switch. People will disagree. People will call us crazy. They'll tell us stop drinking on the show. Whatever you say, what you say. Uh, Look, man. I look. Like
Tuco, look at
I
all these notes I got, man. Look at all these notes. I got so many
dude, you
notes.
see me. If you could see all the scratching and scratched out and all that, this is a full state of paper here. I got all these. Man, look. Yeah, man. I'm old school, but I ain't that old. Uh, so I'm hip to the '80s. I'm hip to the '90s, but the '90s didn't hit as lot for me. That's why I feel like out of the best, like what was really the best Royal Rumble out of the '90s to me, I feel like it was '92. Like '92 to me was the best Royal Rumble, like just out of the '90s. Yeah, '98 was an honorable mention. 18's Men was an honorable mention for me. Uh, 21 Men's that meant to been we meant to. No one cared about 21 Men's. It's kind of
Right,
almost
right, right,
disqualified. I mean, Edge won, but it was like it it was lack of who you had to really win, and
right.
we were already going through WWE releasing people, and we
Yeah,
weren't confident about them pushing new talent anyway. So 21 really was and there was no yeah 21 was really a it kind of just got off, but 18 men's with Shinsuke Nakamura, that was cool. 98 Austin, I know you politic for that in your top 10. I just didn't feel like it was a top 10, but it was an honorable mention. It was definitely up there to be honorable mention. 18 men's was good. It could have been an honorable mention, but uh, I think it was lacking just a couple of things. But other than that, man, our that's our top 10, man. That's our rankings. We'll figure out something new next time. But uh, yeah, man, I'm sold with that, man. '06, Rey Mysterio, Austin at number one. Um, I mean, I mean, everything I said about Ray is true. You can make that number one, but I don't know. I feel like 20. I feel like 20 could go higher. I'm not gonna lie. That's the only one I'm going to really argue with you about. But we got
they
we got other stuff to do.
hey, real quick before we get off here, because we don't want to get too far behind on SmackDown. Leo says, all right, so real quick, go over the official top 10.
The official top 10, top 10 Royal Rumbles, man, that we agreed on, because we really had to. Some of these we had different opinions on. Um, so this is our top 10. At number 10 is the '92 Royal Rumble, won by Ric Flair. And number 9 is the 18 Women's, won by Asuka. At number 8 is the '02, won by Triple H. At number 7 is '08, won by John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
One that was his return. At number 6, it was '07 with that epic finish between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels at the end. But of course, we got a lot that happened prior to all of that, especially with rated RKO, the setup between Edge and Orton when they were both in their prime, not what we got now. At number 5, we got '05 with the winner of Batista. Uh, Felt like it was definitely top 5 worthy. It was a really good Royal Rumble because you had all your fan favorites. You had anybody and everybody in there. Because unlike last year's where '04 was one where you had no previous Royal Rumble winner, so you knew not only was everyone in it someone you wanted to see win, but you
Right.
kind of knew that somebody could win the championship. And '05, I felt like was that too because Batista was taken more seriously. John Cena was on that way more up. You had Edge who was on that way up. You had RVD who was on that way up. You had so many guys that you wanted to see be the top brass of WWE, becoming the top brass of WWE, and they
Right.
put on a great show. And then you still had your veterans, Kane, Big Show, Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels. You still had them to make it all blend together. And then you had your Carlitos and stuff like that. So you still had, all the ones that you wanted to see. So that was awesome. At number 4, we picked '04, Chris Benoit. Uh, Look, man, Chris Benoit was one of those. He was one of those dudes. Ever since his days with WCW with the Four Horsemen, he was one of
Right.
those guys you wanted to see. And again, '04, that first ever Royal Rumble, outside of, in years where no one who was in it had won it before. So
Hmm.
you were getting a fresh winner. And that's what really brought the intrigue to this Royal Rumble. And, the finish with the big show, you can call it what you want. But overall, how the story was told, what happened in between it, Chris Benoit won top four. At number three, a politic for it to be higher than this, but franchise said he wanted to leave it where it was. And I kind of had to agree with him on it, considering what the other two are. And that's the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble won by Drew McIntyre. Again, Brock Lesnar putting on display his dominance. But even though he was dominant, and even though there were certain people that when they came out, it was you want to see Brock go up against some of them. I know we didn't get it, but at that moment in time when we were all watching that Royal Rumble,
Right.
it had its moments, it had its setup, and then when Drew came in, once he got rid of Brock, it was just all over. And then of course, man, like I said, man, we got that surprise, a real true surprise at the Royal Rumble because no one really knew that Edge would be able to come back. We all thought he was done. So to see him come back and look good
Yeah.
and look good and the crowd go crazy,
Yeah.
he's tearing up. He can't believe it. The people in the crowd can't believe it. The people in the ring couldn't believe it, even though half of them probably knew, or some of them, Randy probably knew, but some of them others probably didn't know. But to
Right.
see
Right.
Edge come back, man, like that was really awesome. So 2020 Royal Rumble, number three. And of course, at number two, Rey Mysterio putting on that Iron Man performance, winning that Royal Rumble in the memory of Eddie Guerrero. And of course, man, at number one, man, we had to give it to the Rattlesnake, man. I, you know, we, 2001.
Yeah.
We just had to give it what it had to be given, and that's it, man. That's it.
Well, too cold, brother. It was nice doing business with you. You know.
Man, yeah, that was hard, man. Because like I said, there's still some man. I can still argue 92 to move up past 10, but I
Yeah.
can still do it. But we had so many we had to talk about, and we had to. But like I said there was a few of them. I think we were in agreement with as far as where we want to put them, but it'll
Yeah.
be the other one. So no, that was cool.
All right, man. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, that would do it for our Royal Rumble ranking series for this year and for a while now. But that's okay
Yeah.
because in about an hour and a half, whenever the main event of SmackDown, come on, y'all know what we do. We'd be right back here in about an hour and some change, and then right after that, an hour after that, during the main event, about 40 minutes or so, we're gonna hit y'all with that AEW Rampage Beach Break Part Two Championship edition because they still in Cleveland. But yo, man,
Ooh.
look, we about to get off here, catch up on this SmackDown, about to watch some more AEW. And until then, man, we shall see you when we see you. And I gotta stall because I don't know where the fuck this outro is at. All right, in three, two, one. Peace.